and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live around the world on Facebook, on twitch.tv, on Mixer and on YouTube. While we're getting everything set up, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Runs and Rides YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun, on Twitter at filmmyrun, and you can also go to the website, which is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax and watch me do all the hard work. I've just realised I've forgotten to put chat on. Disaster. Hold on. Right, 10.5 kilometres per hour. See if I can put chat on whilst running at this pace. I'm sure I can manage it. Come on. Hello, Vidar. So Vidar is asking, because he's noticed that I've done over 100 marathons and ultras, and he says in Norway it's expensive. Yeah, it's getting that way in the UK. So for a marathon, the cheapest you'd probably find is about 30 UK pounds, about $50. But you can get marathons that cost up to 60, 70 pounds. For a 100-mile race, 150 pounds, say. And Ward says I've got too much time. This is my third run today. Yeah, I know. It's because I leave the looking after children to my wife. Get away as often as I can. Right. So I'm looking at YouTube chat, I'm looking at Facebook chat. Hello guys. We're doing 10 kilometres. Well, 10.5 kilometres today in Group A. So we've got quite a few recognisable names. Becca Ward is running, Fernandez is running, Michael Hasser is running, Jay Allen is running, Baines is running, Furler is running. So a lot of people we know. Some names I don't recognise. We are running on the beach path in Watopia. No, we're not. We're running on the road in Watopia. And it should be a decent old workout. It's not going to be too fast, but it basically just gets faster and faster. So once we get up to speed, we've got a 1 mile warm-up. So we're only about 250 metres into the run. We've got a 1 mile warm-up, and then it's basically 1 kilometre at a set pace, and each kilometre we go a little bit faster, and we finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We probably finish at about 14.5 kilometres per hour. So a nice fast one at the end. Ward, thank you. Fernandez says, let's do this. I need to just tighten my watch a bit. Thought I'd change my shirt on the game today, so I've got a blue shirt, dark blue shirt. I don't think Tim's running. I haven't seen Tim. So the idea, if you're new to Zwift and haven't seen this before, the idea is that we stick to the instructions on the left-hand side. Top of the screen, left-hand side. We're currently in the warm-up. You can see the arrow pointing to 1,600 metres warm-up. 1,600 metres, about a mile, and the arrow will move down to the next section, and we have to keep to the instructions. The instructions are also in the middle of the screen, so it's currently telling us to go at 10.9 kilometres an hour. Now it's just changed. Look, it says set treadmill to 11 kilometres an hour. So you can see the big number in the middle there. That's my actual speed. So if I just pop the treadmill up a bit faster, and there we go. We've got 1 kilometre to go of the warm-up. Ward is going to have a lie down. I think me running 3 times today has made him feel a bit unwell. So he's going for a lie down. Matthias. And he says, I think you can't see your ride-ons. No, I can't, Matthias, thank you.
Ride on!
So usually we get lots of ride-ons drop during the start of a run. And I can't see any, so a little bug in the system again. I probably need to mention this actually, because this happened quite a lot, doesn't it? So we basically should get big thumbs dropping down on our heads to say well done, and that, like that one there, but I'm not seeing any of those, and I know that I am getting ride-ons from people, so thank you, Matthias, for pointing that out. So up to 11.4 kilometres now. We'll see how long this group stays together. Like a nice tight group. Always good to have a nice tight group of people running together. 1 kilometre done. 600 metres to go before we up the pace to 12 kilometres per hour. And we keep it there for 1 kilometre. Michael Hasser, thanks for the ride on.
Right on.
And Michael and Mark Samuels as well, thank you.
Right on.
So people who are giving me ride-ons, realising that I can't see them and typing in the chat. Thank you very much, guys. So it's a good 10.5 kilometre run this evening. I've already done 8 kilometres today, split over two runs, but that's fine. So it looks like groups C and D and B started a bit earlier. So we're slowly going to catch them up. No elevation on the treadmill today. Well, not this evening anyway. I had plenty of elevation on this morning. So I've done 500 metres of climbing today so far. So we're into the tunnel. Who's that speeding past us? Into the tunnel to cross to the volcano. Always good for a bit of banter on the chat. Fernandez wants to see Becca Ward typing at 14 kilometres per hour. Right, up to 11.9 kilometres per hour now. And we are not far away though. We're going to go up to 12 now.
Okay, let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Jonathan Cost is saying, oh, it's a switchback, gave the illusion that they were ahead of us. Okay, so they are actually behind us. So groups B, C and D, we all did start at the same time, 7:30 UK time. So they are behind us. Thanks, Jonathan. Always rely on Jonathan to point me in the right direction. And here we are at the volcano. So we've got 12 kilometres an hour, steady pace now for the next kilometre. And we've got about 9 kilometres left to do. So we just tick them off one by one, nice and easy. So Jonathan is going to be running with Sean at 9 PM. So if you want to do Monday Run Club, there's a special Monday Run Club HQ edition, headquarters edition, which will be run by Sean Jefferson from Zwift HQ in Los Angeles, and he'll be running that session at 9 PM tonight. I did that last week, but I thought I wouldn't leave the standard Monday Run Club guys on their own this week, so give Monday Run Club 7:30 a bit of a shout, because I don't think I've done it for a couple of weeks. So nice and relaxed, as it should be in the early stages of the run. Keeping it nice and easy. Long way to go yet. Jonathan Cost says, great Group A tonight. Yeah, we're all sticking together nicely at the moment. So lots of big thumbs dropping. I'm not seeing any of them. Rob Harrison says, another 3 weeks of rest and I should be back on the treadmill. Good for you, Rob. Look forward to seeing you back with us. And so we're going to increase the pace. In 100 meters time, we're going to go up to 12.3 kilometers per hour. And up we go. Slightly faster. Slight rise in speed for the next 1 kilometre, 1,000 metres. Thanks, Kevin. It's not a race though. We're supposed to be sticking together and doing the workout together as a group. Vidar, thank you for your ride on, buddy.
Right on!
So Becca's avatar is looking very good there. Just running next to me. We've got Troska with us, Michael Hasser, Lehurl from UK, Foxon, Tangvig, C. Marks, Barholm, Fernandez, Allen, Cesario, Furley, all running in Group A, all nice and comfortable, all sticking together. Nice to see. 3 kilometres done and 7.6 to go. Andrew Cutmore did MRC later earlier. Good session. Thanks, Andrew. And Vidar is off to soccer practice. Have a good soccer practice, Vidar. Well done. Cheers for joining us. See you soon. 500 metres left, and then we bump it up again. It only gets faster, this run. Group B will be doing a little bit slower, and Group C and D slower still and slightly less distance. So if you're not quite at this pace yet in your running, you can join Group B, Group C or Group D, and one of those is bound to be able to suit your kind of pace, your kind of distance. Always a good workout on a Monday with Monday Run Club. This is called a progressive run. So basically it progressively gets faster. And by the end, you should really feel like you've had a decent workout, although it shouldn't feel like you've kind of completely caned yourself. Vidar, I don't know exactly. I think it's likely that groups C and D will be doing more like 8 kilometres. Yes, Kevin, not a race but a good workout. That's absolutely exactly right. 200 metres to go, and then we increase the pace a bit more. You can tell how hard I'm working by looking at my heart rate. Ryan Downey says Group B is 9 kilometres. So Group A is 10.6, Group B is 9. So let's imagine Group C is about 8 and Group D will be about 7. Something like that. Thanks, Ryan. 100 metres to go. And then Group A will bump it up to 12.6 kilometres per hour for the next kilometre. 7 kilometres left to run. That should take us about 32 minutes. Approximately. And there we go.
Okay, let's go.
So the idea is we just take it easy, remain as relaxed as we can. So yeah, I was saying earlier, you can tell how hard I'm working by looking at my heart rate, which currently is 144 beats per minute. When we get into 160 something, you'll know I'm working hard. And if we hit 170 something, then you know I'm really, really working. Wesley Hyatt, hello, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. So, we are on Zwift Live on the YouTube channel, and we are on the Film My Run Facebook page. You might notice a video that's dropped today. Interview with John Kelly, who is an ultra runner supreme. Managed to grab an interview with him in Bristol last week. If you've ever heard of the Barclay Marathons, John Kelly was the last person to complete the full 5 loops of the Barclay Marathons, and that was in 2017. Nobody has finished it since. He's only the 15th person ever in the last 33 years to have finished the Barclays. And more recently, like last month, John won the Spine here in the UK, which is a 268 mile race across the spine of the UK, and John won it in a new course record time well, no, that's not true. He won it in a men's course record time, but actually the course record, the full course record, is actually held by a woman, Jasmine Paris, who did that last year. Yes, Wyatt, Wesley, yes, it is 3.7. You have a little bit less than 4K to the trail, yes. So 400 meters to go, and then we bump it up again. Just trying to stay nice and relaxed. Any questions, just drop them in the chat. Good job, Wes. I'm glad I've got my fan on. It's starting to overheat now. If it gets really warm, I might open my back curtains a bit. So time to get a bit faster.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hammer time!
Up to 12.9 now for another kilometre. Not halfway through yet though. Still a little way to go. Heart rate is gradually creeping up. A lot of people ask me why I wear my hat indoors. Well, it stops sweat from my head dripping down into my eyes. Becca's saying she's worried because she hadn't heard from Ryan for a while, and I'm just saying he's not fit enough to type at this speed. Wink, wink. Right, nearly 5 kilometres done, so still 5.6 kilometres to go. I'll just raise the speed a little bit to make sure I don't fall back. Always good to have a bit of banter on the text. Mark Binns says, my Zwift pod has bitten the dust after a few months. Just randomly disconnects. Do you recommend the Stride? Absolutely, I recommend the Stride, Mark. If you can afford it, get it. Definitely worth it. Also worth looking at the Run Smart treadmill sensor if you have a treadmill at home. It's probably not as portable as the Stride, so if you're using a gym treadmill or if you travel a lot, the Stride is the better option. Okay, we're over halfway now and approaching the next increase. Five and a half kilometres done. Right, 13.2 now. So yes, Mark, definitely if you can afford it, get the Stride. And we have less than 5 kilometres left now of Monday Run Club, live on the Zwift Live channel and the Film My Run Facebook page. Nice tight A group tonight, really looking good. Oh, I typed to swear. I'm sorry, everybody. So, coming up to 6 kilometres run of Monday Run Club. 4.6 to go. And it's a lovely tight group, really nice. Some good chat going on. We've really got it together tonight. It's so easy to get set up for Zwift running. All you need are a few things. Firstly, access to a treadmill. Either at home or at the gym, it doesn't matter what kind of treadmill you use, any treadmill will work with Zwift. Next, you need a foot pod, preferably a Bluetooth foot pod, and the most popular ones to use at the moment are the Zwift Pod or the Stride. Then simply download the Zwift app onto any of these devices. So, a Mac, a PC, an iPhone, an iPad, an Android phone, Zwift even works on Apple TV. Pair your foot pod in the app, possibly add a heart rate monitor if you like, and that's it. You're all set up for Zwift running. heart rate is 157 BPM. So gradually getting harder, as it should be, heart rate gradually going up. Cadence is looking good at about 180, which is nice. About 20 minutes left of running. Just less than that, maybe. 18 minutes left of running. Tom Sunday says he's just reached level 16 on Zwift. Nice one. And that means he's got the Hucker 1-1 Clifton 5s on his avatar. Good stuff. Shout out to Ryan Downey and his backpacking elevation sessions. Willie Grider says, the word is spreading. We had 30 runners yesterday. Amazing. So go and join Ryan Downey's backpacking elevation sessions. Nice one. Ryan, his work is paying off. Ryan Downey does an awful lot of work on Zwift and deserves all the credit for the success that his runs are having. Well done, Ryan. And thanks, Willie, for bringing that up.
Right on!
And Ryan Downey says, thanks, Willie. Right, up we go. 13.5 kilometres an hour now. Another kilometre. We have 3 more kilometres of hard work and then 1 kilometre of cooling down. So we've got somebody doing interval training during this workout. So somebody keeps running fast and then slowing down again, running fast and slowing down. So they're obviously doing the progressive workout, but doing intervals at the same time. So 7 kilometres run, 3.6 to go. 2.5 kilometres of hard work left, and then we can cool down. But really tight, really nice Group A tonight. Just knocking it up a little bit to keep in touch with the front of the pack. .160 now, BPM. 142 for Becca. She is fit. Well done, Becca. Anyone else? Come on, Ryan, what's your heart rate? Foxon, 178. He is working hard. Well done, Foxon. Christian Barhome, 139. Good stuff. he's fit as well. Right, 100 metres to go, and then we bump it up again. 2 more kilometres left. Starting to work now, 162 BPM. Right.
Okay, let's go.
Hammer time!
Tangvik, 134. Amazing. So this is easy for Tangvik. Oh, I love the chat. So Tangvik says his heart rate was 134. So I said it's too easy for him, he should run faster. And he says it's a rest day. So I've said show off. So 500 metres to go, and then we bump it up for the last time. Feeling good, 164 BPM. Ride-ons dropping all over the place.
Ride on!
I'm not seeing any of them. I'm still watching Facebook chat and YouTube chat. If you've got any questions, we are not too far away now from the end of the run. So don't be shy. If you've never seen Zwift before and you want to ask a question, just fire away. Right, here we go. Last kilometre coming up of hard work, and then we've got a kilometre cool down.
3, 2, 1, let's go. And beyond. So some of the faster runners have gone for it. Pushing the last kilometre. Back into the volcano. Michael Haas is staying with me. Foxon's staying with me. Valbon is staying with me. Alan is staying with me. Come on guys, let's keep it up. Most of the people are making a go of it, pushing it a bit now. Tangvig is at 3:21 per kilometre, look at that. So 500 metres left, and then we'll start a cool down, chilling out for 1 kilometre. Thanks to everyone who's given me a ride on that I haven't seen. I'm sorry about that.
Right on.
Little bug in the system. Oh, that's no good. Let's give some people some ride-ons. Well done to everyone. Nearly done, just the cool down to go. Debbie Watson says, how do I change my miles per hour to kilometres per hour before I start running? You need to do that in settings. You need to change from imperial to metric in your settings. I'll try and remember to show you after the run, Debbie. So here we go.
I'm toast.
So let's see if we slow down. Of course we don't. We just keep going.
Tex says, hope you enjoyed that. Certainly did. Great run. Loved it. Loved the chat. Could have done without going through the volcano multiple times though. Just made it extra hot. So much for the cool down. There we are. A little bit easier now. Bringing it down, nice and easy, 2.5 minutes left. Oh, Josiah just missed it. Well, it's not a race though. Remember, Josiah, it's a workout, so we all stick together for the majority of the run. It was just at the end there that we said maybe the faster runners could go off a bit if they wanted. But almost all of that run we ran as a group together, doing the workout, doing the training together. And that's what makes Zwift so great. Because it's like being in a running club, except with runners all over the world. Look at those country flags. USA, Germany, the Netherlands, UK, Norway. Troska, I don't know what that flag is. What's that Troska flag? So heart rate of 166, easing up now. Bringing it home. So following the instructions pretty much all the way into the volcano again, but this time come to the end of the run. And that is pretty much it.
I'm toast.
You suck.
And we slow it down, walking pace. There we are. Awesome stuff. Enjoyed that. Great. Right, let's have a look here. Okay. So, Josiah said, oh no, it was Debbie, wasn't it? Debbie. How do I change my miles per hour to kilometres per hour? So, we go to menu. Now, let's go up to the little pen icon here. And here, you can see it says imperial or metric, so you need to click down to metric and then click save. Except I didn't want my name to change to 10 minus Stephen. Bear with me 2 seconds, I'll do something here.
take my camera angles off and go back again. Oh no, menu, up to the pen icon there, and I'll just change my name back. Yeah, so just make sure that you click metric there instead of imperial. And here is also where it's just worth saying, if you're going to do workouts or races, a lot of your pace, certainly in workouts, your pace is calculated on your times that are set here, look. So you've got your 1 mile time, your 5k time, your 10k time, your half marathon time and your marathon time. Now, I don't recommend that you put your PBs in there. Don't put your fastest ever times in there. Put what you can do now, you know, or maybe just a little bit faster than what you can do now. So if your 5k time right now is 25 minutes, put that in. You know, it might be that your PB is 22 minutes, but you're simply not able to do that right now. So your workouts will be far too fast for you. So make sure you put a realistic time in here. Now, sometimes Zwift will suggest a new time for you. If it detects that you've run particularly fast in a workout or a race, it will suggest that you change the time. But otherwise, you can just manually input that there. Also, what's important is your max heart rate. That sets your heart rate zones. So zones 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, coloured blue, green, yellow, orange and red. The top left corner of Zwift. Let me just change the camera angle again, sorry. So the top left corner of Zwift, that there will set your heart rate zones, and that needs to be near enough correct. So you need to find out what your maximum heart rate is. Now mine's about 185, it might be a little bit higher now actually. So you need to change that to a realistic number. I mean, if, you know, there are lots of ways of working out your max heart rate. Google them, there's plenty of them. But it's best to try and get something at least vaguely close. Don't just leave it blank, because that will just totally mess up your heart rate zones and you won't know what you're doing. And then standard stuff, your weight, your height, your gender. That FPP is for cycling. Your weight is important as well, or it may well be in the future. How heavy you weigh may have an effect in the future on how fast you are running in game, because it may be that Zwift develops some kind of algorithm which includes your weight, but I don't know about that yet, but it's just worth bearing that in mind. So make sure your weight is correct as well, and it certainly makes a difference for cycling, so make sure that's correct. Right, there we go, so that's it, that there. Leo says, hi Stephen, just wanted to say I enjoyed your interview with John Kelly and I hope you're well. Thank you very much, Leo. Yeah, no, it was great to run with him. If you haven't seen it, John Kelly, famous ultra runner, managed to get an interview with him a couple of days ago, and that's now online on my YouTube channel, the Film My Run YouTube channel. So if you can go there and have a watch of that, you might enjoy that. He's a lovely man and a very, very talented runner. So go and watch that video. Right, that's me done. 11 kilometres in the bag. Let's stop the treadmill. And that is it. Thank you very much to everyone who did Monday Run Club today. That was a great A group, brilliant. That is a classic example of how to run a group workout on Zwift. Everybody stayed together, pretty much. We had a nice tight group of people all running together. There was some chat, some banter on the text, which made it enjoyable and fun to take part in. It was community spirited. We all helped each other along. So it was a good laugh as well as being a good workout. So that is a classic example of a perfect workout tonight. Group A, Monday Run Club. Come and do that with us next week. Doesn't matter how fast you are. If you want to join Group B, Group C or Group D, you'll have a great time. You'll really enjoy it. But it will give you a workout, and that's what we want, isn't it? We want to be fit. We want to be healthy. So come and join us on Zwift. Come and run with us. We've got Wednesday workout coming up and plenty of other runs. Check out the Zwift Companion app for all the events that are happening. And coming up soon, in the next week or so, is the Watopia Run Festival. 10k, half marathon. Is there a marathon? I think there's only a half marathon. Michael Hassler says, nice broadcast. Thanks, Michael. Take care. So that's it. We're off. We'll see you for an elevation session tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye-bye.